What it do, YouTube? I am your boy Tony Vogue, the eBoy and Zombie Slow. And I like to be a pseudo-intellectual, so today we're going to learn about why Nikola Tesla said the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are the keys to the universe, and it's not the Lil Jon song, Get Low. You already know that my important socials are all at v0gu3.gq if you're 18 plus. Follow me on OnlyFans, v0gu3. Check me out on Twitter, T0NY, v0gu3. Alright, there are some Discord servers below that I chill on. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. The ridiculous sounds you're hearing behind me are the ambience I chose to go with today, which is Cthulhu sounds. Let's hope they're not copyrighted. Hey!
Mathematicians love to place numbers into the world around them. It doesn't matter whether it's areas, probabilities, or geometric bodies. If you have the right formula and a pocket calculator at hand, you can look behind the mathematical facade of everyday life in no time.
Alright,
However,
Rain Man.
no mysteries of life can be deciphered with bare numbers or facts. For example, if we're faced with a fundamental decision that could drastically change our future path in life, even the greatest math book couldn't help us. Or could it? If you follow the statements of the world-renowned scientist Nikola Tesla, 3 very special numbers are particularly well-suited to putting your fate in safe hands. In today's video, we want to show you why the pioneer of the electrical world was almost obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. If you want to know what the derived, life-changing 369 method is all about, you should definitely stay tuned. But before we explain everything, be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. Also, stick around to the end to find out a bit of information about Tesla.
I mean, all of these movies that have nothing to do with this, I think.
A genius and his quirks. Nikola Tesla created the basis for electric motors, the radio, remote control, and the modern alternating current network. Just a quick look at Nikola Tesla's achievements and ideas is enough to convince yourself of the extraordinary genius of the unique scientist. However, anyone who dealt with Tesla as a person, apart from these professional milestones, would quickly realize that the life of the exceptional physicist was not nearly as dazzling as his visions and inventions. Accordingly, throughout his life, Tesla was not allowed to step out of the shadow of his professional colleagues. In fact, in January 1943, the genius died completely alone and penniless in a humble New York hotel. Those people who were lucky enough to accompany Tesla for a short time in his life later spoke not only of the ingenuity of the genius, but also of his peculiar quirks and habits. A brief insight into Tesla's unusual habits goes as follows. According to his own statements, the physicist only slept 2 hours a night. Before taking a bite of his meal, he calculated the exact volume of the food on his fork. The same was true for the volumes of the cups and plates that ended up on Tesla's table. In addition, Tesla seemed to have a great dislike for pearls and jewelry. In fact, there are stories that tell of the inventor not even being able to face women wearing such accessories. Speaking of women, Tesla, convinced that a relationship would distract him too much from his work, chose to remain a bachelor until his death. Instead, Tesla preferred the company of feathered contemporaries, having pet birds in place of friends. Since the physicist had a thing for pigeons, he regularly went to Central Park to feed his feathered friends.
Hey man, pigeons are this shit.
Pigeon, he took it to his hotel room where he nursed it.
Pigeons are our friends,
the list of Tesla's
not food.
Peculiarities does not.
I don't think I've ever had pigeons. Can you eat pigeons? Well, you can eat anything you want to eat, but like, do people eat pigeons? People eat pigeons. I retract that question.
But how did this quirk develop in his everyday life? Tesla always washed his hands 3 times in a row. Before entering a building, he circled it 3 times. What from our point of view might seem like the crazy quirk of a brilliant scientist, or possibly like a kind of obsessive-compulsive disorder, had a real, almost sacred background from the point of view of the physicist. But what was this passion for numbers all about? As far as we know, he didn't suffer from any serious type of mental illness, so there had to be a plausible explanation for all of this, right?
Was there? And how do we know he didn't
Tesla's love
suffer
of
from any
numbers.
mental illness? It was back
If
in
you
that
could
day.
understand the magnificence of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you would have a key to the universe, said Tesla. Whether the genius actually spoke these famous words, or whether they were put into his mouth by mistake, is uncertain. What is certain, however, is that those numbers had a very special status in the life of the scientist. But what was the background to this particular claim? Basically, Tesla was considered an extremely superstitious person who felt that the corresponding numbers followed him everywhere. Accordingly, one would encounter the respective numbers again and again in the most diverse areas of life. Even within human
you
history,
search for
these
anything
numbers
enough,
of 3
you'll find
have a
it, right?
centuries-long
Like
tradition.
that
For
movie
example,
with
let's think
Tim
of the
Carrey, The
world-famous
Number
ancient
21.
Egyptian pyramids, which are triangular geometric objects. In the Christian faith, the Trinity of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit has always been a fundamental principle. The sanctity that Tesla attributed to these digits, which can each be divided by 3, had no religious meaning, but rather a scientific background. This
Okay.
particular Trinity, if you will, was composed of energy, frequency, and vibration, unique cornerstones that
energy,
Tesla believed
frequency,
held all
vibration.
the mysteries of the universe.
I mean, all we
Law
know
of
of physics
attraction
is
and
energy,
affirmations.
frequency, and vibration.
Where the convictions
So-
of a time-honored genius meet the modern social
I mean,
media
I'm an
world,
idiot, Bill.
a
This is me,
formula
though.
emerges with which one's own path in life can be steered in incredible directions. As is not uncommon in our day, we have a TikToker to thank for this supposedly groundbreaking idea. After spreading like wildfire across the platform, this mathematical formula took the hearts of countless users by storm. But what is the so-called 369 method actually about? To understand this, let's first take a look at the cornerstones
ties
of this
into
approach:
TikTok. Hey.
affirmation and the law of attraction. The law of attraction describes a so-called law of resonance, which is mainly spoken of in the world of self-help. In the late 19th century, the occultist Helena Blavatsky first formulated the law of attraction when she advanced the basic theory that similar people attract similar people or circumstances. Basically, this assumption, applied to our everyday life, can be
Right.
put into words as follows. Whoever creates a certain goal, a wish, or an idea within himself, and firmly believes in achieving the goals he has set for himself, will eventually achieve it. Thus, your spiritual energy acts as a type of magnet. Whatever your soul or spirit strives for most, you'll likely achieve or reach in the end. What initially doesn't sound particularly well-founded
I mean,
actually
I
has
do
a number
believe
of
in this,
well-known
but
supporters. Accordingly, Plato, Newton,
I
and
also
Albert Einstein
refuse
also
to
dealt
be
with this
lumped
principle.
into
In order
New
to
Age,
manifest the law of attraction unshakably
whatever.
in the heart, what is known as affirmation is required. In simple terms, this inner manifestation is based on recalling the goals you've chosen in life over and over again until they eventually become a kind of mantra. Once someone has succeeded in affirming their own desires, the chances that the manifestations will become reality are particularly good, at least according to the followers of the law of attraction. In layman's terms,
Yep.
this idea could be described in a more modern way as the idea of, if you build it, they will
They
come.
will come.
Simply put, whatever you truly believe in the deepest part of your heart, mind, or soul will eventually come true if you truly wish for it to come true and make the appropriate preparations. For those who desire fame or fortune, this doesn't necessarily mean that they'll simply wake up one day and be rich or famous. There are still actions that need to be taken on the part of the individual. However, the more dedicated you are to your dream, the more likely it is to become a reality. If you live each and every day doing whatever you can to get ahead in life, chances are you'll eventually get ahead. But what do these terms have in common with the numbers 3, 6, and 9? The 3-6-9 method. Anyone who'd like to try this life-changing method for themselves should listen very carefully. The number 3 at the beginning refers to the fact that you first think about 3 wishes and formulate them carefully. It's important to formulate your goals as if you had already achieved them. So instead of telling yourself, I want to be happy with my life, it's wiser to say, I'm happy with my life. Other goals could be, I've found my dream job, I've saved enough money, or I'm in a happy relationship. Once you've found the 3 corresponding affirmations for yourself, it's now important to internalize them. This is where the number 6 comes into play. This number refers to repeating the affirmations 6 times a day. However, it's important not to murmur these words.
What does this have to do with Nikola Tesla? I love the internet.
Formulate them with
eBoy Tony Vogue discovering
finally,
madness,
the last digit, the number 9, is included in the method. Accordingly, we should always repeat one's own mantras for 9 seconds at a time.
Was Will Smith in Aladdin?
The idea of this form of self-discovery is that you write down your own goals with varying frequency. For example, 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times in the evening. Anyone who uses this method regularly and with full conviction should be able to look forward to the first results after just 3
darn
weeks.
YouTube vulture channels.
The 3-6-9 method pursues the goal of
scraping content,
find out what they
rehashing it.
really want in life. From a purely objective point of view, such an approach
I am
makes
your boy
perfect
Tony Vogue, and that is all we needed to hear about something that had nothing to do with Nikola Tesla and his theories of the numbers 3, 6, and 9. I am your boy Tony Vogue, and I love the internet. But hey, if you build it, they will come. I do stand by that. Ha! Until next time.